Bar weep, grana weep, niddy bong, and welcome back to my channel. And it's a good time to be a Beast Wars fan because there's more primes than you can shake your monkey stick at. We also look at some glow in the dark wee little bots, and we take Optimus Prime to the moon, and we also head back to the park where we hoped we'd never go again. All this and much more coming up in the next few minutes.
And now the news. Don't touch that dial.
First up, bit of a response to something I said in my last video. I mentioned in my last video that when I look at Bruticus, there's a certain configuration that I like, especially when it comes to blast off. And a lot of people are like, he's always the shoulder. What are you talking about? He's always the shoulder. Well, yes, I know he's always an arm. Sometimes he's a leg. But I like him as an arm, but the version I'm more partial to is this, where you can see that the rounded side of Blastoff faces the outside, not the flat, boring side. It's just aesthetically what I like, so until there are more Bruticuses like this, I won't get one. This is the one I talk about, so going forward, whenever I say about the version of Bruticus I like, this is the one I like. Moving on to TransArt Toys. They are coming with the BMW 12 Lightning. And this is a flying dog chimera type thing. Is this actually based on a Transformers character that I've completely forgotten about? Probably something from the Beast Wars era. Maybe a chimera era? Maybe? I don't know. This eludes me. Let me know down in the comments, is this actually based on anything, or is this something completely new, this flying dog chimera thing? Pengu Toys is coming with their take on a Leo Convoy, and this has quite possibly the best name for a Leo Convoy ever. This, my friends, this is Lion Face. Lion Face, go on lad. And they should now release one called Truck Face. They need a lion face, they need a truck face, and of course they need a monkey face as well. Absolutely phenomenal. Love this. All Transformers should be called by whatever their alt mode is, and then face. Absolutely fantastic. It would be so easy to remember their names then. All in all though, I actually like the sculpting on this one. It reminds me a little bit of the kind of Iron Factory style where it's all super mechanical. Kind of like a Zoid mix. Also maybe a little tinge of maybe some Kang Toys type of influence there. I love it. Let me know your thoughts on this one down in the comments. I'm a big fan of this. And speaking of Kang Toys, they are currently releasing mini versions of their Predacons. And if you want to know the size difference, here's the size difference. They are literally about knee high to the original figures. So pretty cool. They should be probably about the same height as your new age figures here. So if you need a combiner that's pretty interesting and that's about the same size as your new age figures, I guess this might be the way to go. I'm super heavily invested in new age and actually going down the kind of legend scale route more than the MP route these days. So yeah, I'm very tempted to start to pick these things up. Have you picked any of these up? Let me know down in the comments. How do these differ to the original Kang Toys? Do they have all the same kind of transformation and articulation? What's the quality like on them? Let me know down in the comments. This week, it really feels like a couple of combiners that we spoke about at the beginning of the year, or maybe even last year, are coming back with new bots. So we had the Takara reminding us that they are doing the train bots, and they came with a new one for Raiden, and now Dreamstar Toys. Yes, Dreamstar Toys, and their amazing looking Arielbots, and let's say controversial Superion when it all comes together. You can check some of my other videos if you want to see what that Superion looks like. Some people like it, some people don't. Personally, I think it looks superior Superion. I absolutely adore the way that that thing looks. And this is going to be their newest figure. So this is going to form the leg, and this is called Black Rider. So yeah, looks nice. all in blue. Not often you see samples all in blue, but nice to see that they are continuing on. If anybody had invested in a couple of these figures, they were probably sweating a little bit, going, "Eesh, when are the rest going to release?" So good news for you. The team over at Fanshobby is getting ready to release their recolor of their Armada Megatron. So this is going to be the more kind of Galvatron inspired colorway, and you can see the difference between the packaging here, but the thing itself is an absolute thing of beauty. I love the way that they did the original one, and I think that this one actually looks a little bit better. The Galvatron colors just, yeah, they just really pop. You've got that white, that purple coming through, and especially when it hits its bot mode, beautiful. I love the head. They are just absolutely fantastic. And I know they are at different scales, but I think this is the main reason when Hasbro released pictures of their upcoming version of Armada Megatron, you looked at it and you just went, yeah, it's not quite right, is it? Because this thing is so perfect. I know it's at a bigger scale and they can do more and it's more expensive, but yeah, if you want something sat on your shelf that is an amazing representation of Armada Megatron, whichever color you want your Armada Megatron, this is the one, right? This is the one you want sat on that shelf. Comes with loads of accessories as well, and also its tank will come round the front and look absolutely awful and like he needs to go on Slim Fast. I would never put the tank there. I know it was a gimmick from the show, but I definitely have it on the side just like this. All in all, Fanshobby absolutely killing it. Lots of articulation all the way down to the fingers, lovely paintwork, and also has light up features as well. Absolutely amazing work. Let me know your thoughts on this one down in the comments. Did you pick up the original and now you're looking at this one going, yeah, gonna need two on that shelf? Flame Toys have made a beautiful looking Hound. Shoulders in the right place for my liking. Absolutely beautiful. We've had a few conversations on this channel about Hound recently and where his shoulders should be, shall we say, whether you're a cartoon accurate person or whether or not you're somebody who just likes it when the shoulders are higher because it just looks better. This looks fantastic, almost super deformed. If this thing transformed, it would be in my collection, but it doesn't, so it won't be. Now, my friends, we head over to Japan, where Japan are trying to take Prime to the moon, and this is a crowdfunding campaign. So this is with JAXA, which apparently is Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, and this is a Toyota. So Toyota made some kind of lunar cruiser Prime, and look at him. Look at how good this is. Now, you can crowdfund this via campfire.jp projects. So if you go on there and you check this out, but this is just an absolute thing of beauty. I don't know if this is an official collaboration with Takara. I can't find anything anywhere about how official this is, but it does look absolutely amazing. And I think this is one of the best looking primes with a really original alt mode that I've ever seen. This is something I want in my collection. Let me know your thoughts on this one down in the comments. And also, do you know where you can pick this bad boy up once it's been crowdfunded? I did see Kapow in the UK show a little image, so fingers crossed that's where you'll be able to get it from in the UK, I hope. So from the moon, we move to something called Lao Lao? I think Lao Lao looks to me like it is an ice cream shop or an ice cream company that is doing some Rise of the Beasts limited edition stuff and ice creams and little figurines that come with them as well. When you buy a small tub of ice cream from this shop, you get a random figurine. But the cool thing about these three random figurines, which of course are Optimus Primal, Optimus Prime, and Bumblebee, because of course you can't have any giveaway franchise, anything without including Bumblebee. But also, they glow in the dark. Super cool. The team over at threezero are getting to release another Bumblebee. Another Bumblebee. What's up, gamers? Because this week I don't want to say shadow dropped, but we just got this out of nowhere. I did not realize that we were getting another Transformers game, even if it is a freemium game. This is Transformers Tactical Arena. This is now available on your iPhone. It could be available on Google as well. I certainly played this on my iPhone, and yeah, it's a freemium game to be sure, but it was okay for me. It was okay for the first couple of, maybe, actually, a couple of hours is probably stretching it. It was probably fine for about an hour and a half's worth of playing. And I'll tell you why now. You can see here, this is me going through the tutorial, so you can see the way that this works is it's kind of tower defense. If you've played something a little bit like Clash of the Clans, then you know, right? So you go and destroy these 3 towers at the top. The main tower you're trying to destroy is the one in the middle. You get a few heroes and characters and defense modules and things like this that you can put out when a power bar is engaged. Now, the way that you power up these is by winning, and then when you win, you get a loot crate. And then when you open the loot crate, you get new characters, and then you can, if you get double the characters, you can power up the characters. You can see here that I got one of the Constructicons, and everything is pretty good. So you can see the way that works there, and you can see where this sits in your app store. Now, this was fine for a while, but this game suffers from 2 problems. As soon as I moved out of the training area, you can see those loot boxes now are locked for 3 hours. 3 hours as soon as I got out of the training, and then you've got to spend these tokens to open them. 3 hours. Every time you win a game, you get a loot box. So you can win 3 times, and then you can open your loot box again for 3 hours. I don't know what happens, essentially, if you do more than 3, and I'll show you why in a second. But that's it. And then they give you enough tokens to kind of kick you off, and then you can open those again at another time, or you can buy more tokens. Now, the problem that I personally think that this game had, and I may have played it for longer if they'd have given me a bit more, there's not enough lead-in. So they wanted me to basically start paying way too soon. They didn't draw me in. I think I had about 4 characters maybe at my disposal. I'd upgraded a few times, but then they really started pushing hard on not being able to open the loot boxes, and they just tried to get money out of me too quickly, and it started to put me off the game. And then I started to lose connection constantly, and all I got was connection error every time I tried to join a game. And at that point, I turned it off and deleted it from my phone. So all in all, I had about maybe maximum 2 hours worth of enjoyment out of this. All in all, the fun disappears too quickly, and they try to get that moolah from you. Let me know your thoughts on this one down in the comments. If you like this kind of game, maybe you liked it, but for me, they took the fun out of it way too quickly. Moving over to Hasbro now, and a bit of a release out of nowhere. We are heading back to the park. Yes, we are heading back to Jurassic Park with a couple of remodels here, and the main one here is Dilophosaurus, which I really think is pretty damn nice. Obviously, this is a remodel of Dino, or Dino, whichever one you want to call him, and I really like what they've done here with Dino, and especially with the Dilophosaurus. The mode, if you look at it from one angle, it looks good, especially from the front, just like you can see in this picture here. From the side, yeah, he's a little bit sketchy, but those big Dilophosaurus things hanging off the side, I think it looks really good. I actually think it looks better than Dino, and would probably be something I might stick in my collection. I think in the bot mode as well, they've done a really great job at just adjusting him a little bit. The car here, apparently this is based on, you remember the fat guy? I can't remember what he's called. He's called Autobot JP12. So they haven't really come up with a very original name for the poor dude here. But apparently he is based on, you remember the dude the guy whose fault everything is, the guy who really is the bad guy. So I'm not sure if he is supposed to be an Autobot, really, because he's part of the problem and why everything went up Shit's Creek in Jurassic Park, right? I'd probably class him as a Decepticon. No winners here, no winners, unless you're classing the Dilophosaurus as the good guy, because that's the one that spits the acid all over his face and kills him. Let me know your thoughts on this one. Who's the real bad guy? Are we the bad guys? We are days away from Beast Wars showing its face on the big, massive screens in all of our cinemas, and there's more fantastic artwork coming out for it. Look at how beautiful. If the movie is half as good as the promotional artwork has been, then I think we're in for a real treat, people, but I'm not holding my breath. And there is another Optimus Primal coming. Fine. This is another Optimus Primal that's coming. The good thing about this one is he seems to have shooty pew 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 missiles. So this one's coming from Takara. Shooty pew 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 missiles don't often happen with some of the Western releases. I think Health and Safety said no, not in the kiddies' eyes. But he comes with a whole bunch of accessories, some shooty pew 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 missiles, and also turns into a pretty damn looking beast. The best looking beast in my opinion. All in all, this figure is looking pretty damn good. Takara always do something a little bit special with their releases, so if you can get hold of it, why not? And that is everything from me on this Transformers Saturday. If you're new around here, think about giving me a like, a share, and a subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. And by the time I release my next video, we may have even had Rise of the Robots. Rise of the Robots. It's not Rise of the Robots. Rise of the Beasts release. Who knows? I'm looking forward to it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Peace.